Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Denny Danae Show. I am Danielle Danae, aka Denny Danae, and I've got a lot to say, especially today. So let's get into it. So today we're talking about Kim Porter's book / memoir. Okay, let's talk about it. So a lot of people have seen this book. It just recently came out on Amazon. It might have been put out on other spaces, but I specifically saw Amazon. And if you don't know who Kim Porter is the mother of a few of Diddy's children. I think Christian Combs and then the twins Diddy has, the two girl twins. And he has said in spaces that she was the love of his life, and I say was because she not too long ago passed away from, I think they said it was pneumonia, in her late 40s. So yeah, it was just a sad time. But now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this book is dropped that it's claimed to be alleged that these are, our memoirs, our personal thoughts of that Kim Porter had before she passed away. It's something she wanted to get out there, but didn't have the time to before she passed away, didn't get to before she passed away. And I think it's very interesting. You guys sit back and just think about it. Don't you think it's hell of a it's a hell of a coincidence that this book / memoir is being released right now? Why wasn't this released right when she passed away? Why did it? And it's alleged this friend, this close friend of Kim Porter, now wanted to drop this book because, she wanted her voice to be heard, and, all that good stuff, all that stuff that makes you want to love her friend for doing that. But it's all, I'm here to tell you, it's all BS. It's all BS. She's putting out this quote unquote friend of hers is putting out this book / memoir right now because she wants attention. Diddy is a hot topic right now. You guys know, he's been convicted of all these things, and then the Cassie video of him physically abusing Cassie, his ex-girlfriend of years. It's a time to put this out. Her friend saw this as an opportunity to gain attention, to gain monetary gain, and it's just disgusting. There's no really better word for it. It's just disgusting. And I've seen on these other platforms, people are coming out and saying that this is not true. Other people that were closer are saying the stuff that is said in this book doesn't even make any sense. I don't even know where this person got this information. It's completely made up. I think the Albie is her ex husband that she has one kid with, named Quincy, who actually was adopted by Diddy and actually has his name, adopted his last name because, when Kim Porter got with Diddy, even though they weren't married, he adopted her kids as her own. But Albie, the guy who she actually had this kid with, is coming out saying he's suing the person who put out this book because there's a lot of lies in it. And it's just pathetic, man. It's just pathetic. Like, I'm sitting back and looking at the bigger picture. Yes, it's horrible that Diddy, kicked Cassie. That was clear on camera. It was just a horrible thing. There's no explaining that. There's no looking at that in a different light to make it seem like that was okay. No, but the fact that Black people are so quick to tear one another down, so quick to, just profit off of apparently a close friend of ours, just for attention, just for money. It's freaking sad. It's like, why are we so quick to lie and condemn and cast out our own people? Like I said, in a certain instance with Cassie, I get it. We all saw that video. It was disgusting. But the sex trafficking, all these other allegations, the fracking, all this other, like that, I don't know. You gotta realize in this industry, and I've said this a lot, this industry is so messed up. And the people in it are messed up. I've said this before. People in Hollywood, they kind of all deserve one another. You know, the people that are quote unquote victims in Hollywood, they know what they're getting into. And if they don't know, they should have known. You know, when you enter into this industry, you know how crazy it is just from history. So it's like, you know, it's a dirty, dirty world. And I just say that to say, you know, there's so many other things that are happening that we don't know about, right? That people that aren't in the industry are not aware of. And we got to take that into consideration before we completely condemn, completely cast out everyone, because there are multiple people involved. There's multiple things that are happening. Like, even if Diddy might be a disgusting person, the sex parties, I believe it to be true. Y'all know I used to work his parties before he got arrested. I saw some things that were a little crazy, and some things I didn't see because I knew to leave by a certain time, right? But also, someone with that much power, like we all know Diddy, right? Diddy is a household name, to say the least. This guy is the most talented when it came to the industry. There was no not knowing Diddy being in industry, and not being in the industry. Everybody knew who Diddy was. Everybody knows who Diddy is. And someone with that much power can be very harmful to people that are even more powerful than Diddy, the people that run the industries, these elitists, these higher ups. I mention all the time, like the government. I mention the politics. They're elitists that are over these people that we think are the most powerful people, right? So when they get to that level of fame, of status, like Diddy did, like even Michael Jackson was, if you don't get in line to their program, if you don't say the things they want you to say, do the things they want you to do, they will put out that you're a sex trafficker. They will put out that you're a racist, that you're anti-Semitic, that you're a pedophile. And most of these things, if not all, these are all things they are, but they're now putting this on you because they're not the public figure. They're the higher ups behind the scenes. They're the people don't see, so they can get away with it. But a person like Diddy, they're like, we could just say you're a racist. We can just say you're sex trafficking, and all these people will hound you, and you'll be canceled like that. All the power we quote unquote gave you can be taken away in an instant. And people gotta realize how messed up that is. And because they'll start with that. They'll call you, like with Michael Jackson, it was the wacko jacko. Y'all remember the stories. The wacko jacko, the pedophile, he was sleeping with little kids, right? Even though he straight up said he didn't do that. You know, he allowed children in his bed, but he didn't sleep with them. He didn't have sex with them. But they were like, nope. You sleep with kids, you're a pedophile. And we're going to get this kid to say you're a pedophile too, and we're going to ruin you. And if you keep going against us, you keep tattling on us, which he was tattling. He was telling people, Michael Jackson was warning people about these type of people, but nobody was listening to him. And then, you know, he died. And everybody thinks his death was accidental. And people were thinking, oh, such a tragedy. No, it's because his death was no accident. It's because he didn't get in line. He didn't get in line. And these higher ups, they will kill you to protect that type of power. And they will use sex in order to get there. There's this quote that says, everything is about sex except sex. Sex is about power. And it's so true. All these allegations, it's everything that brings down these people are words like sex trafficking or words like pedophile, because they know people get so riled up in those words. Sex is a sensitive topic. It's a topic that's going to get people riled up, and they know that. Even though the government and higher ups are the biggest sex traffickers in the world. But they're not the face, and they're the ones running the stuff. So people calling them out, they can shut them down in an instant, and they have. So back to the Kim Porter thing and Diddy thing, I think it's crazy that we are so quick to hound this man actually, it's so crazy. I hear people talking about the Diddy situation, and they don't have no idea what's going on. They're just hearing little bits and pieces from other people and stuff that people are making up, and then now just believing what these people have told them that they completely made up in their heads. It's like, what are you doing? Do your actual research. Look at the actual cases. Like, just making up allegations, convictions. I'm like, no, he was charged with saying he was charged with all these other things. I'm like, no, he was charged for sex trafficking. He was charged for fracking. And there was another one in possessions of drugs. Not, people were saying like he was having sex with little girls and stuff like, no. He wasn't having sex with little girls. Pedophilia and sex trafficking are two different things. Even though two can exist at the same time, they don't equal one another. Right? Like, this is insane. Like, him and people think he went to jail for being extremely freaky because the whole baby oil thing came out. And, no, he didn't go to jail for sex trafficking. Sex is nothing in Hollywood. Like I said, it's something people do as an exchange. It's just a handshake, for one. And that's not just in the industry, that's in life, one. Two, it's like I said, it's an exchange of power. It's this man, flies girls in and gets off. It gives him a little oomph in his back, and this is for most men. That ain't nothing. Like I said, everybody is having sex and using it as a way to gain power. That's not what he was arrested for. He was arrested because of the fracking and the alleged quote unquote sex trafficking and the drugs, right? Drugs is the big thing in Hollywood too. But with drugs and cases, they can use it, they can spin it in different ways. Like, they can say, oh yeah, you're on drugs, you're using drugs, so you're not fully aware of what you're doing, or you're, I don't know, they'll spin it in some type of way to make someone seem insane or dangerous in a way. That's why, all these celebrities get caught up on using cocaine and stuff like that, and it's just they can spin it around, even though everybody uses cocaine out here like it's nothing. The industry, they can spin it into a story that they can use in order to destroy you, basically. Same with sex trafficking, same with fracking. But just being freaky, it's not a crime. It's not a crime. But people ran with that. People were like, oh, he uses baby oil. What a weirdo. It's like, huh? And you use Vaseline. What's your point? What is your point? Like, I really want us, our people, my people, Black people, to really think about things before they say them. And like I said, when we're so quick to hound people and we don't know the full information, when we don't know the full story, is ignorant, and it's detrimental for us to get anywhere. It's like, again, we want to be accepted, we want people to take us seriously, but we don't do things in order for other people to take us seriously, in order for even amongst our own community, amongst the Black community, for one another to take seriously. We don't even take one another seriously because everybody's joking about it, or, like I said, making up stuff. It's like, huh? Where are your facts? Where are you getting this from? And again, we're so quick to turn on our own. I've said it in another video. White people, one thing about them is they're going to stick together. They're going to freaking stick together. Like, there's a reason why I think it's more so, I think two things can be true at once. I think, with Jeffrey Epstein, for instance, that list of people that he was involved with or doing business with was never released. You know why? Because white people do not tell on each other, or they'll get rid of the person so that stuff never gets out, right? Not saying it's bad, but this is good or bad. This is just what happens, right? But I also think it's the elitists, like I said, that don't want, their power to be taken away from them. And that list would have taken a lot of power away, a lot of connections away, resources, if that list was to get out. Right? So I think it's those two things too. But with the government trying to control Diddy by not offering him bail, by getting arrested when he got arrested, and arresting him for these things, we are also contributing to the problem, though. We are hounding him, we are canceling him, and it's like there's so many people out there that are doing way worse. Not saying what he's doing is okay, but we embrace those people. We don't acknowledge those people and then want to hound him. Yes, he made mistakes, but we all do. We all have skeletons in the closet, but we're not famous, so it's not a big deal. We're going to condemn the person that's in the spotlight and not worry about our own skeletons because, that's what everybody else is doing. We're going to hop on that wave and, it's just pathetic. I think he should definitely go to jail for, abusing Cassie, but he's not. He wasn't convicted of any of that. With the whole Cassie case, he was right out of jail after that happened. And nobody said anything. They were just like, oh, why is he still out? Oh, what is he doing? And we saw little videos of Stevie J defending him. We were like, what the heck is happening? But now he has baby oil in his, they found all this baby oil in his house. They're like, oh snap, this is a horrible person. What are we doing? Da, da, da. It's like, huh? So we're condemning him for the baby oil, but we're not gonna condemn him for what happened to Cassie? Jesus, help it make sense. And I don't want to go there with Cassie. Because like I said, there's really no victims in this industry. But with that being said, no man should lay their hand on a woman. But like I said, I think there aren't any true victims. And if you're asking for millions of dollars in exchange for you being quiet, how much of a victim are you truly? That's all I'm going to really say about that. And again, it seems like there's so many people in Hollywood that ask for money in exchange for silence. And it's just like, what are we doing? Are you really a victim, or are you just looking for a payday? It's really sad because it makes the people, the women that come forward, especially women who come forward and are real victims and aren't looking for an out, they just want justice. It makes them it makes them harder to believe when they go to the police or whoever to report the crime, because now you have to question their motives. It might be a good indicator to see that they're not asking for money initially, but who knows, if you don't ask it for initially, you might ask for it a little later. This Kim Porter story, people are profiting off of this woman's experiences, and it's just disgusting, whether it's true or not. It's just disgusting. And you doing it now of all times just proves how 10 times more disgusting that is. Because like I said, there was no reason for you not to do that right when she died. There was no process you had to go through, some editing techniques. There was no note left by Kim saying, oh, release it when this happens. After I die, make sure you release this memoir when Diddy is in a bind. It didn't happen. You're just whoever is the disgusting person that leaked this fake or real memoir with Kim Porter's name attached to it should be freaking mad at themselves. Should feel like SHIT, because you are full of SHIT. Sorry, not sorry. This poor dead woman. And I don't know Kim Porter. I didn't hear about it. She was before my time. But then again, you know, I hate to say it again, but there are no victims when you come in this industry. There's things you're bound to experience in this industry, and you're prepared to be ready for it. You should be prepared to be ready for it. If you're not, that's on you. And I don't know what this woman went through. I don't know if she was one of them, you know, video girls that saw Diddy and got next to him, and wanted to be a part of the big life. You know, she said she moved here. I know I did some research. She was a model. You know, modeling here is very tricky. Trust me, I know. And to be on top, you gotta either, it seems like, get with a celebrity, or like I said, it would be raised with the connections and influence and protection in order to really thrive. And since she didn't have the protection part, it's just leaning toward the other part, you know, where she knew what she was signing up for. Not saying necessarily she signed up for the abuse, but, you know, bad things happen in Hollywood. Evil stuff happens in Hollywood to get you where you gotta be. And you're seeing that with even Justin Bieber. You know, Justin Bieber's relationship with Diddy, he had to go through some horrible things. You could see it in his face when he was a kid. Did things he didn't want to do, and now he's trying to get out of it. He's trying to, you know, live a wholesome life. He loves his wife, Haley, and, you know, he just had a new baby boy, and he wants the best for that little baby boy. I'm assuming, this is all my opinion, guys, but my opinions tend to be right about a lot of things. And it's just like, you know, you feel bad for him, but at the same time, it's like, look, you saw it when you were a kid. You knew what's up. And thank God for your mom. That's one thing a lot of people are saying in the industry, like, Justin Bieber had a mom that did not play. At the end of the day, you know, having a mom compete with the elitists, it's like, it's a losing battle, I think. So, I don't know, man. It's like you want to have grace for a lot of people, but at the same time, when this industry has been like this for years and years, back in Marilyn Monroe days, it's like, okay, when do we take accountability for our actions? You know, there's only, I think, a little more grace for Justin Bieber because he entered it into the industry being so young. But this guy is 30 now. You can say 30 is still kind of young, but it's old enough to, you know, realize what is happening around you, and old enough to get yourself out by any means necessary. I know it's tough. I know now you have a family, you have threats and stuff, but you gotta figure it out. You got to. Yeah, I just, these are tricky subjects to talk about, because he's like, you don't want to come across evil, but then he's like, you know, so many hidden truths that nobody else really knows except other people that are in the industry. And it's like people are speaking out, like Boozy and other celebrities, and it's like people are condemning them for saying what it really is. You know, him flying out girls, like that's what happens all the time, and stuff that shouldn't happen happens all the time. Yes, it shouldn't happen, but it does. Like, are we going to speak to what should be morally right, or what is actually happening? Obviously, everybody wants to believe we live in a great world where the government really wants what's best for us, and, you know, an industry that really, you know, admires young talent and just wants them to thrive. But that's not the case. We live in a different world, and people got to wake up and realize, like, yes, what Diddy did, some of the things Diddy did were absolutely insane, but it doesn't compare. It's not even close to what your government is doing to you in your everyday lives. what these people and these people who run the industries are doing to people who are in the industry's lives. Us Black people also need to stop going in on people, man. When, even though, you know, the media spaces, the mainstream media are telling you one thing, it could be a complete lie. The media lies all the time. We have too much trust in our media. They lied on Michael Jackson. He was never a pedophile. He just loved kids. And since Michael Jackson didn't have a normal childhood, he's been famous since he was 5 years old. He probably wanted to be around kids because he craved that childhood he never had. And trust me, it's a little weird. Trust me, it's a little weird for a normal person to look at that and be like, why would you even allow a kid to be in your bed? But we have to remember that Michael Jackson isn't normal. We always think celebrities are normal. Celebrities, some of them are normal, but not to the extent, like, you guys got to remember, Michael Jackson was huge, internationally huge. Like, celebrities like that, like, we think like Beyonce, maybe of today, like people like Beyonce and Taylor Swift. Michael Jackson was 10 times what Beyonce and Taylor are today. This man couldn't walk outside without people hounding him. Taylor Swift could go to a restaurant and there'll be a few little paparazzi out there. This man was hounded. He would have to rent out a grocery store to go grocery shopping. Like, there was nothing he couldn't do normally. So he wasn't normal. And people think they would crave that type of lifestyle, but to not be able to use the bathroom without a camera peeping in your bathroom window, to not be able to hang out with your daughter or son normally, and people in your face constantly ask you questions about your childhood and about these pedophile allegations. That's a lot to deal with. You know, like I said, he had so much influence. If Michael Jackson was to get on a mic and say, y'all go vote for this person or y'all go buy this, whatever he said, it would be done. Whatever product he said to buy would be sold out forever. They keep making it over and over again, be sold out forever. And like I said, that type of power is a threat to the people who are supposed to have that, who's supposed to have that type of power. In their eyes, are supposed to have that type of power. When they can say one thing, these elitists can say one thing, and you have the power to say something else and get people to completely turn on them and to turn on you, that's a problem for them. So they're gonna call you a pedophile. They're gonna call you a racist. They're gonna say you hate yourself, and that's why you change your skin from black to white. They're gonna throw all this stuff at you. And you better be able to take it, or we're gonna kill you. And they killed him. They killed Michael Jackson. They killed Jeffrey Epstein. They killed, who else? I would even say Marilyn Monroe. You know, all these, it seems like Marilyn Monroe, Whitney Houston even, I think, was killed by them. People that speak a little bit of truth. You go back to Whitney's interview, she was unapologetically honest about everything she believed. Like, she said stuff with her whole heart, with a full chest, and people loved that about her. But these elitists don't want you to tell the truth. Not about certain things. Like, you can tell truth about certain things, but other things you cannot tell the truth on. Candace Owens is becoming aware of that right now. And I think that Kim Porter experienced a lot of truths when she was alive. And she might be a reason also somebody who the elitists killed. I don't know, people are saying Diddy killed her. I don't know. I think Diddy is kind of a part of the FBI, but like I said, when he got out of line, when he didn't do what they told him to do, he got sent to jail with no bail. So Kim might have been, and she might have had something that was revealing truths that people wanted to cover up, so they killed her. I don't know, but the fact that, you know, this person is revealing this book now all of a sudden when Diddy's locked up is very, very cringe, to say the least. And it should raise a bunch of questions in you guys' heads. It definitely is raising questions in mine. It's like, what are we doing? But I said on it's like, I don't want Black people to condemn and, you know, tell one another. I want Black people to look out for one another, but at the same time, I low-key want, I said this on my story the other day, I low-key want Diddy to call out a few of these other people that have attended his parties that have contributed to the same stuff, because people turning on him right now, if he were to reveal the names, it'd be like, huh, what a hypocrite. The ushers deleting tweets and then saying, oh, I just got hacked. It's freaking insane. Nobody defending Diddy. It's just like, oh, you know, whatever, it is what it is, or no comment. It's ridiculous when these people would call him bro and stuff. Like, how much of a hypocrite are you? In Hollywood, no one's your friend. I agree. Like, yes, absolutely, nobody is your real friend. But come on now, this man had parties all the time. He had people attending these parties all the time that loved him, that profited off him, that was signed to his label, and they are saying nothing now, and I think that's bogus. Like I said, there's a difference between protecting someone and then going completely mute and then turning on someone. There's a difference, guys. And yeah, I really believe it's the same people that are turning on him that would have the most to lose if Diddy was to write a list of people that also contributed in his shenanigans. So they need, I think they need to be called out. But when it comes to the government just blocking up our Black men on false allegations, we need to stick by them and be able to discern, have the discernment to know what is actually happening and what are they telling you that's happening that's not really happening. It's hard, trust me, it's hard to determine the difference between the two, but if you look at patterns, if you look at history, they'll tell you. History is repeating itself because we're choosing not to remember a lot of things. We're choosing to ignore patterns. This has been happening for a while, like I said, with Michael Jackson, with R. Kelly, and now it's happening to Diddy. So yeah, be mindful. This story about Kim Porter and people who are talking about it right now, I'm just like, and making up their own opinions on something that may or may not be true. It's just mind-boggling, to say the least. And we got to get our emotions out of it and start condemning people and start asking the right questions. For one, you know, is this really a book by Kim Porter, or is this just something that was put out, you know, to gain attention and ask why now? Why is the story being leaked now? I hope those questions are coming soon. I know this has just happened, but this is crazy. No one's asking those type of questions, not that I've seen so far, and those are the questions we need answers to. Okay, let's start asking questions before we make solid opinions on stuff we know nothing about. That's all I ask, guys. Yeah, I will look more into the story with Kim Porter, with this book, memoir of Kim Porter's, and I might come up with an update, you guys. This is very new, very fresh, but like I said, it really irked me when I just saw the story and I saw that it was on Amazon, it was selling, and then Albie was like this, he was suing somebody, and it's just like, this is insane. This is creating a deeper division between the Black community, and I hate to see it happen. I hate to see it happen. But that's all I gotta say about that. Please like this video if you like this video. Please comment and let me know of any information you guys have on this. If you agree, if you disagree, anything. I'd love to hear from you guys. And subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, love you. Bye.